Hey there, this is Mike Johnston, and today I want to talk to you about how to select the best website platform for your small business website. There are a lot of platforms out there, and they are all seemingly now running commercials trying to convince you that they are the best option for your website. Well, one of the things you have to think about, though, is the future. Like any business owner, it's not just about today, there's also the future. And I still believe that your best option for the long haul is going to be WordPress, because it's pretty much the best developed platform out there that you can get and set up essentially still by yourself for free if you know what you're doing. And even if you don't know what you're doing, you can get a basic website out of it, and that's what self-hosted WordPress, not WordPress on the free WordPress site, because there are a lot of disadvantages there. As you grow, you can't really grow your site beyond certain limits. So a self-hosted WordPress site, I think, is the best way to go, and I'm going to show you why. Recently I did a blog article on how all of the big website platforms out there performed on the new Google page speed test, which is their old mobile friendly, or the mobile friendly test. It's the old mobile friendly test coupled with the Google page speed tests, and it really gives you a lot of insight into how your site is performing. And you can of course use it to test your competitors while you're at it too. Simply having a website is not the end all and be all of having a business presence on the web, but it is an important part of it for most businesses. So I'm going to switch over to screenshot mode, and we'll have a look at how all of the top web platforms perform on the new Google mobile friendly test. So let's do that. Hey boys and girls, today like I said, I just want to show you why I think WordPress is the best choice for your new business website or your business website upgrade or whatever. And I'm basing this a lot on the fact that it can, with the proper work, pass the new Google mobile friendly test and do it with all three test numbers showing in green. Now let me see here. Oh no, it's not back here. Sorry. Anyway, if you search it, look for the version, the test my site thinkwithgoogle.com. Use that one because that's this one. The other one that will show up is on the Google Search Console, and it is not the same test. So I'm going to illustrate that you can indeed get 3 green scores on the new Think with Google test with a WordPress site such as mine. So we're just going to run that test right now, and I did this already, and I have the browser window minimized to make it not take up so much memory and CPU when it's recording, so the site does not function well when the screen is minimized. However, I'm just going to expand it, and in the area you can see desktop speed I have a 94, mobile speed I have a 98, mobile friendliness I have a 99. I'm going to shrink that back down, and you can see the mobile friendliness I have a 99. Okay. So the idea is it's possible to get all green across the board. Like I said, it's not necessarily easy, but at least with WordPress it's possible. Which brings me to the next part of the video, which is just that this is a blog I wrote a couple months ago. How major web platforms measure up on Google mobile friendly test. So I thought, well, this is interesting. Google has this new mobile friendly test. Everybody is using mobile. More than 50% of the searches on the web now are done with mobile devices. So, okay, we all agree mobile is big. If you're a local business, mobile, especially a local retail business, or local service even, mobile is very big because people are out there searching for things in the magical moments that they actually want to buy the thing or the service. And if they find you then on their mobile device and come to you, you can have a relationship, at least a business relationship. The other kind probably takes longer, but anyway. So what I did was I set out to test the big website building platforms because Like right now, I know on YouTube, Wix is running commercials on videos. You know, it's, oh, you have a business, you need a website, use Wix, blah blah blah. But how good is Wix really? See, a lot of these websites that give you a free website limit how much work you can do with a site, and that makes it hard to ever get all greens. So I tested all the big, well, at least some of the big website builders. And interestingly, the first one that I tested was WordPress. And they actually were the ones that almost did the worst. Not quite the worst. There is worse. But, you know, and this is just the snobbishness of big websites that really don't have to care about how their site is built, because they're going to get the traffic either way, because they have a massive brand that they've built and they can just coast on that brand, kind of like Coke, but then Pepsi's there, so they can't quite coast, but that size brand. And WordPress is that size brand. So their mobile friendliness on their own home page, on their own website, is 79, mobile speed 71, desktop speed 69. Not good. All yellow. Not good at all. But it's you know, probably the biggest platform on the site. And the thing I like about it is you can, if you have a self-hosted WordPress website, which is what you want to have, self-hosted, you don't want the free one that's on WordPress.org. You just get your own little free one and put it on the hosting plan you've paid for. And which host you have matters too, and which kind of hosting plan you have matters. So, but that's more than I want to talk about here. So even though I love WordPress, their own website is not the best. Wix.com, 99 in mobile friendliness, only a 70 in mobile speed, and a 76 in desktop speed. Not horrible, but not good. And for the, you know, in some cases multi-billion-dollar companies we're looking at here, you would think they could invest in their own website. You know, if they're using their own platform, which I didn't test that, so maybe they aren't all using their own platform, but assuming they are, because that's what they are. You know, they're a company that has developed a web design platform. You would think they would use their own platform. Anyway, so then we move on to Wix, and Wix is actually one of the better ones. 93 in mobile friendliness, 69 in mobile speed, 87 in desktop speed. But again, sometimes the free version of these websites, you're limited to what you can do, and how it is out of the box is as good as it's going to get for you. I think Wix is one that you can actually, oh no, Wix is up here, sorry. This is Shopify. Shopify is good. But I think Wix is one that you can actually buy like upgrades to what you can work with, you know, for SEO and stuff. But even then, you are more limited than you are with WordPress right out of the box. WordPress, you can do pretty much anything you want with. Shopify is actually the one that does better. So they do pretty good. And then Weebly also does pretty good. 99, 68, 85. So that's not too bad. Blogger, Google's site, does pretty good, but their mobile speed is not what it could be. And, you know, really, I think Google should work on that, because they're the ones pushing all this mobile friendliness stuff. And they might say, well, you know what, you got 2 greens, it's not that bad. And it's not. But if you're in a competitive market and, you know, your competitor has a green, and a yellow, well, what if you had a green there? Maybe you could rank a little bit above them, all other things being equal, right? So that's probably what you would want, is to do the best you can. I don't understand why people cut corners. Always do the best you can. And finally, Squarespace, who, wow, really sucks. Sorry, Squarespace. But they have a good user experience, just takes a long time to load, and even longer on desktop. And if something doesn't load within 3 seconds, although ideally 2, and you know, that's 2 is the upper limit, because loading speed does really matter. These guys, if they weren't Squarespace and they weren't such a huge name, they would have a difficulty ranking in search results. And I haven't looked to see who ranks in free site builders, although I think when I picked the companies for this list, I picked the ones that ranked on the first page of search, kind of in order. So anyway, the conclusion is, because mobile is so big, and because as small businesses you have to excel with what you do, you want to be able to make the best website you can, ideally pass the Google mobile friendly test, and some others, you know, the structured data test, and some others. But anyway, at least this one. And you'll know you have a site that can compete in the marketplace, even in a competitive market. Of course, there's a lot of other factors that have to be done right too, but this is one of the bigger ones. We'll talk about more in other episodes, but for right now, this is what I want you to understand. This is why I think WordPress is the right choice to build your business website, and it can grow with your business, and it can change with the needs of your business. So it's all around the best site. If you need help with web design, or you would like to have an analysis done of your existing web presence, please give me a call, comment down below in the comments, or send me an email. All of my social and business site links are down there in the site description, as well as a link to the Google Mobile Friendly test. So have a great day, good luck, and I will look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.